guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, so am I. So let's just dive in. To start off, I've had long hair pretty much almost my entire life. I've had two major hair cut-offs, completely chopped it off like 2 times in my life. Once was when I was really younger. I begged my mom to cut it off, and the second time was after my divorce. I just wanted a whole new look. I chopped it all off, got a side shave. It was great. It was fun. More on that in a different video. So long hair has just always pretty much been a big part of my life. And for as long as I can remember, people are always asking me is it your real hair or are those extensions? What kind of tips do you have for growing long hair and things like that? So to answer those questions, this is my real hair. Here it is. It's not all of it. Here it is. This is my real hair. These are not extensions. This is all natural. People still refuse to believe it. In high school, there was even this girl who asked me if I had extensions. I told her no, and she thought it'd be appropriate to yank on my hair just to double check that they weren't extensions. So I've actually never worn extensions. Not that there's anything wrong with extensions or wigs, but I just never saw the need to put them in my own hair. So let's get started on some tips and tricks that I have for you guys. I don't huge things that I do. I don't have a hair treatment regimen, anything like that. These are just things that I've always done that have helped my hair. Everybody's hair is different, so even if you follow all of these tips and suggestions and your hair still isn't growing, you just need to try new things out, because what works for me might not work for you. So these are my 5 suggestions. Number 1, I only wash my hair once a week. Usually wash it on Fridays so that it's ready to go for Saturdays and the weekends, and so it's not looking crusty all weekend long while I'm out and about. Now I know what you guys are gonna say, but my hair gets greasy so quickly. I can't go days without washing it. It's oily, all of those things. My hair gets oily, my hair gets greasy as well. Actually, when I first started doing this, only washing it once a week, I was like, how the heck am I supposed to do that? It's gonna get greasy after the second day. And so I had to train my hair to only be washed once a week. And you guys can actually research about it, look at some different websites that give you more suggestions on how to train your hair. But basically you just start off with washing it every other day, and then once you've been doing that for a couple of weeks, then every 2 days, and then you move up to a week, until eventually you can only wash it once a week. And if it does start to get a little bit oily and greasy and I'm not quite to my 1 week mark, I'll just spread some dry shampoo, just kind of rub it in my hair, and that usually tends to do the trick. My second tip is only wash your scalp and condition your ends. The reason for that is because shampoo is very drying, and so you don't want to dry out all of your hair. Your ends tends to dry out very quickly. So when you're putting shampoo there, you're only speeding up the process of your hair drying out, and you don't want that. And when you put conditioner throughout your whole hair, it tends to weigh down this part. And so if you have pretty fine hair, that's not what you want. You want your hair to look a little bit more voluminous, got some body on there. So doing this just gives it a more voluptuous look. My third tip is to only trim your hair once a year. I've heard that you should get a trim every 3 months, but honestly, back when I was trying to actually take care of my hair and I wanted my hair to grow out quickly, I was doing that, and I decided to kind of keep track of it just to see what would happen. And I compared when I was getting trims every 3 months versus when I was just letting it grow out, and it actually tended to grow out faster when I just let it grow on its own without getting regular trims. And I was talking to somebody about it yesterday, and I mentioned that to her, and she said the exact same thing, that she was also getting regular trims, but then she realized that her hair was growing faster when she just let it grow out. So you just want to focus on taking care of your ends, making sure that they're not getting dried out so that you don't need to get super regular trims. Which leads me to my 4th tip, which is to limit the amount of heat that you apply onto your hair. Heat is already super damaging. Like we talked about, this part of your hair tends to dry out, and so when you apply heat, it only dries it out even more, which can then lead to hair breakage. It can lead to split ends. And so what I do is I never straighten my hair. I never blow dry my hair. I don't even own a hair dryer. I only curl it, and even then I will not curl it more than 3 times a month. But I will save like my hair curling times for only those times so that I can limit the amount of heat that I'm applying to my hair. And then my last tip is never brush your hair when it is wet. Your hair follicles open up when they are wet. When you tug on it, like you usually do when you brush it, so much easier for your hair to fall out. So make sure you never brush it when it is wet, and when you do, make sure that you start on the bottom. You never want to apply the brush right here and then just yank down on it. Oh, like it just, ugh. I hate it when people do that, and just gives me chills. You want to start down here and just kind of like do this motion, kind of like what they do when you go and get your hair cut and you see them brushing it out. They kind of go like this. They don't force the brush to go through. They just kind of like let it, you know, they just kind of follow the knots. And you want to start down here and just kind of work your way up. Also, when you wash your hair, I guess this is like the 6th tip, whatever. When you do wash your hair, you want to make sure that you are applying cold water to your hair. The cold water will close up your hair follicles, which will prevent oil and dirt and grime from getting in there, which helps keep your hair cleaner for longer. So that's it, you guys. These are my 5, technically 6 tips / suggestions. If you got anything from this video, let me know that you guys are enjoying these videos. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything else you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments below. Okay, thanks guys, till next time.